Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of God, welcome to HZ, yani Hadithi Zetu. And we are live from Nairobi. All right, so from wherever you're watching us from, kaa kwenu ni saa nane, kaa kwenu ni jioni, kaa kwenu ni asubuhi, karibu sana. Man, this has been an amazing journey pamoja na wewe. And especially for the guys who've been watching us every night, we are so grateful for your support. Wacha tukushow. Your comment yako moja, you and go a long way into supporting this channel, because then that is how we know that we have people watching on the other end. That is how we know that we are actually making sense. All right, so I want to welcome you officially to Hadithi Zetu. The two people who are watching us right now, karibuni sana, we love you so much. And remember, we are doing this every night for the next how many days now? For the next 4 days or so, until 15th of February. So, and we are calling this 14 days of, actually 14 colors of love. And if you ask me what colors are, manzemina za kusho, love is a beautiful thing. And what makes love beautiful is what God has written in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, up hivyo verse 4. Hizo vitu ameandika hapo hivyo, hizo ndo vitu zinafanyaga love ikuwe beautiful. Things like patience, things like kindness, things like honoring one another, things like not being envious. That is now what makes love beautiful. So karibuni sana to these 14 colors of love, and we are Hadithi Zetu. When I say we, is because I am not alone. I don't do this alone. Behind the scenes, kuna dem amenishikilia, kuna dem amekuwa na mimi, and even though she can't make it live right now, I am grateful that we could be able to do this. Kumbuka, on 15th, we are launching something special. In fact, easy 14 colors of love. We are actually counting down, counting down to the big day, 15th of February, because on 15th, we are launching a beautiful experience. We are launching a journey, a 6-month journey. Tunawalk na wewe, tunawalk na wale wasi wote wako single and serious. We're just trying to tell them that, as you prepare yourself for marriage, we are in this with you. And what you need to do is join us. We have a link on the description. Kuna link up, just follow that link and go ahead and join the crew. We only need 2 more couples. Na hisi kama 3 ati wawili wa mwisho. No, we are looking for just 2 more couples. Sisi hatusongangi na mbogi. We just want a small team so that we are able to focus, and we believe that you are there, and you are waiting for us. As we speak right now, najaribu kutengeneza watch party ndio tuweze kukua pamoja, and I'm almost done here. So if you're watching us and you know how to do this, go ahead and start a watch party. Watch this with your friends on Facebook, and let's see how far this can go. All right. Awesome. I am done creating my watch party. We can now do the, let me tag somebody. Right. Let's do this. Now, I don't know how your Friday looks like right now, but hapa ndani tumejaja. In fact, backstage niko na guest wangu, an amazing character, an amazing manager, an amazing friend, and he will be telling you what he's about or what he's up to, and I hope you will get to enjoy the show. Hakunaga pressure hapa, kwa hivyo tutasongana vile na come, but remember, this is Hadithi Zetu. If you want a t-shirt like mine, you can get at a discounted price of, I don't know, I won't tell you what, but if you would need a t-shirt, just inbox us and let us know where you are and how we can get this t-shirt to you. Discount inaisha Monday, all right? In fact, order za mwisho zinafaa kuingia Sunday usiku. So if you've not made your order yet, go ahead and do this, and we will get you a beautiful Hadithi Zetu t-shirt. Au sio? Ndio. Somebody asked me the other day, why do you say Hadithi Zetu? And this is basically a realization that life napitia saa hii ni God ameandika. Unaget? So easy ati ni by mistake, kama experience napitia saa hii ni accident. God is aware of all this, and he's written a beautiful story. Now he's put me in charge, and he desires that I tell this story as though it was him. All right? So mina tell true story of God, and this is our God story. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome on stage our guest for tonight, Kelvin. Actually, let us name with a Kelvin. Wait, put your hands together for Kevo Lefty. Buddha.
Miss Jaipigwa intro hivyo.
Hata nimecheza chini sababu sasa kuna vitu siwezi sema. Unajua uliniambia na choma. So kuna vitu nataka wewe mwenyewe useme. Kuna vitu nataka wewe mwenyewe useme. So hii intro hata si complete.
Hiyo intro imetosha.
Bro. Karibu man.
Thanks man. Thanks for inviting me to the show man. It's an honor by the way. I don't take it for granted, you know.
Asante Joe.
It's you know, hadithis are stories, eh? And
yes.
The best part is to be to be part of someone's story, to be part and parcel of someone's story, because it's like it's let me say this, it's like God using you to make someone's journey complete, or to fulfill his dream through the journeys, and that is what relationship is all about.
Yes.
Relationships are all about stories, by the way. It's about your story. It's about another person's story. It's not about the things that you give, really. It's about stories. Wale ushaenda, acha nikwambie story fulani hapo. Tulikuwa
bro. Endelea. Kwani iko nini? Hapa kunaga formula
fulani hapo. Tulikuanga camp fulani hapo, eh? Tuliendanga camp fulani hapo, na hiyo time tulikuwa na organizing camp, na hiyo ni camp yenye jo nilikuwa nimeendanga history, hata nimeanzia katikati, lakini wacha niseme hivi. Kwa hiyo camp tulitengeneza bond, unajua tulitengeneza bond fulani mwenda, yani and now when you look at those stories, unaona God alikuwa anatumia stories zetu kushape our purpose in a different way. Kila msee, yani ukiona kila msee ina vision zao venye walikuwa nazo in a totally different way, but tulikuwa hapo tunapiga stories zetu, na ni zile tu stories za mtaa, nizo tu stories za camp, kama kuombea generator. Masai alikanalisha generator, alichanganisha petroli na diesel. Diesel ni petroli na diesel. Alichanganisha akaweka kwa generator iwaki. Na sayo makampus hawaelewi hiyo. Na mko kwa giza huko. Mmejaribu, mmetoa, mmekamua, mmeka mafuta ingine, mmetoa, haiwaki. Alafu mnashika generator, mnasema acha tuombe generator, unajua? Tukombe hiyo generator manze. Iliwaka usikii.
Wallahi
iliwaka, lakini iliwaka dakika 2. Tukajiconsole za tukwambia God tunataka iwake for how long.
Mkarudi hapo tena.
But hizo ni story.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is on fire already. Manzi hata hatujaanza usikii. Hata sijapiga guest intro na tushaanza ma story. Ladies and gentlemen, this is of course Hadithi Zetu. And right now, this is showtime. Right? Yes. So, guest wetu atatuambia yako wapi, atatuambia kwa nini yako huko, atatuambia anafanyaga nini. So if you're watching us right now, endelea comment hapo chini, uliza maswali za relationships, wacha tujue manzi umekwama wapi, wacha tujue story yako. Na leo ukumbuke tuna day 11. Na day 11 we are talking about love is not self seeking. Yes, love is not self seeking. Verse 5 of 1 Corinthians 13. Love is not self seeking. So wewe tuambie una understand nini stories za self seeking, na kama understand pia tuambie mimi yes, alafu tutajua venye tutaichanganua. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, once more time, put your hands together for Kevo. Buddha, sasa tuambie, sasa tuanze poa. Who are you? Who are you?
Yes, swali wanga ngumu, but who is Kevin? Kevin is My name is Kevin. I'll say Kevin Ochieng Odur. Waso wananijua kama Kevo Lefty. If you go to Life Spring Chapel, people know me as Kevo Leledama.
Ilitoka wapi? Juu ina sound kijina ya Kimasai.
Okay, Kevo Leledama ilitoka tukiwa missions Narok. Tulikuwa missions Narok kwa hiyo place inaitwaje? Kwa Pastor Bob. The wife of Pastor Bob. The parents. We went for missions there. And then the father of Pastor Bob's wife gave me the name. Yeah, he asked me, what is your name? I told him my Luo name is Ochieng in Luo. And then he told me, you are born during the day. And then he said, yeah, then that's your name is Oleredama. So that's where my Oleredama name came from. It was from a mission. Real? Yeah, for real.
It's a missional, that's a missional name.
Yeah, and then it started.
Kwanza ukipewa na mzee, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it did. Who is me? I'm Kevin. I was born in South B, but I was raised in Mukuru kwa Njenga. Born and I was raised in Mukuru kwa Njenga. Kwa wale wanajua Njenga, that is pale kwa mosque ya juu, si mosque ya chini, mosque ya juu. I was raised there. Then I became a member at Life Spring Chapel. I served in Life Spring Chapel, manze. Where
uliingiaje Life Spring?
Now
unaweza kumbuka ama hata ukumbuke kwa kitambo?
Naweza kumbuka. Niliingia Life Spring juu niliendanga nikiwa high school form 1, madhangu alilipianga school fees form 1. And then form 1 third term nikirudi home school fees ikapotea. So when school fees ikapotea,
so wait, so school fees ilipotea kwa njia ama disappear, like there was no more school fees?
Hakukuwa na school fees. Nilirudi hivi, mother akaniambia, so unajua zile unapoanga tu mahopes, ile third term tulirudi, kila mtu amerudi home, nikaambiwa umerudi home, waswa amerudi chuo, unauliza mate kwani naenda shule? Akaambia tulia tu utaenda tu. Third term ikaisha hivyo. So the third term ikaisha, unafaa kwenda form 2 the following year. Nikakula mwaka nje nikingojanga jo.
Wallahi.
And that time I was bitter, yani. I was bitter because I could not understand how other children could go to school and I could not go to school. And I was so bitter that I even thought the thought of suing my parents came to me.
Okay.
Because I was not understanding my parents in their own shoes. I was understanding them in my own shoes because I was like, you go to work every day and we eat, and but sometimes we didn't even have food. But I used to see them working, going to which I understand every parent today that they would still go to work even kama ni hakuna, hata kama ni kutembea tu, unajua. So mwaka ikachapa, boss.
What?
So with mwaka kuchapa, there was an organization in Mukuru kwa Njenga called Sports Outreach Ministry. And Sports Outreach Ministry, they had their workers there, and there was a guy called Wario.
Wario.
Yeah. So Wario was working with those children from the slum, and he was helping with football. So I loved football, but Wario was coaching small kids, and by then he was also coaching some kids in Avenue Park too. So he was giving back to community. The Avenue Park, he had been given a contract to coach the children, but he was being paid there.
Okay. Is Wario in school ama Wario sasa yako wapi kwa life?
Wario is working. Wario is working with Sports Outreach Ministry.
At that point?
Yeah, and he's a member of Life Spring Chapel.
Okay.
So Wario sees this guy who is always there, he's not going to school, and then he asked me, Buddha, mbona uende shule? Nini? I told him my story, and then he told me, Buddha, let's do this, kuja unisaidiange kucoach ma weekend. So I helped Wari with coaching, nini. And then all of a sudden he was like, well, went to church. I was like, no. Akaniambia, Buddha, twende hivi church. But at first, at some point, I was very hesitant because of so many disappointments that had happened in life. But one day he told me, Buddha, twende hivi church, unaweza angukia msee akulipie school fees.
What?
Because Life Spring was church ya Masonko.
Na umetoka Jenga.
Na nimetoka Jenga.
So huku ni Lifi suburb.
Yeah, huko kulikuwa Lifi suburb mbaya.
All right. Okay. So kada tulianza wapi? So oh yeah, you were talking about how you are a member of Life Spring Chapel, and I just wanted to know how you got there. And I think you've answered that question in a beautiful way. That story I don't know. Your story is
yeah. But the truth is, I got someone actually in Life Spring Chapel who paid for my school fees.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you pray about it ama ulikuwa zile za ni jukumu lenu jo unajua sasa nini
I didn't pray about it. There was we always had like Jumuiya service. And Jumuiya service
Koinonia ama ilikuwa gani?
Koinonia service. Koinonia service. In Koinonia service, the youth service and the adult service was being pamoja, was brought together. And I had had so many promises of people about them paying school fees and they were all disappointment. And people were so disappointing. So this time we were at Koinonia service, we were just eating lunch, and then you know the way this is the bad thing about being in a situation where you feel like you cannot do anymore. Jikusanya kwa kakona mahali, unajua?
Yes.
You become so rude and unruly, you become bitter. But kuna kuanga tu nako ka group Kenya. So we were just eating lunch with this group of ours, And then comes a guy. Ameshika tu plate yake rahisi, katuliza na alikuwa na bonga shem. Alikuwa na bonga shem manze.
Ukajua sasa na bonga lugha yetu.
Na alikuwa wacha stamp describe, lakini Ochali ndiye amenijenga. Ochali alikuwa na bonga shem. So we were just eating, akatuliza Buddha jamani aje? Mbona mjana shule mpaka shule maneno ya shule vipi? Tukamwambia story yetu. So we're just telling him like, and we were 3 of us who didn't go to school. So we're just telling him like the way you would tell another person, and you don't care. Unamwambia tu after all your story itaisha, So this guy ilikuwa August. The second week of August hapo, I think. No, the third week of August. Ndio wasewa di shule September. So alituambia tuandike budget.
What?
Budget. Akatuambia tuandike budget tupatie youth pastor. So we wrote our budget tukapatia youth pastor. So the first week of September watu wamerudi shule, sisi hatujaenda shule. Hiyo Sunday ya 1st September tukarudi church. Tukapata na ule jamaa akatuuliza mlienda shule? Tukamwambia bado tujaenda shule. Kuliendaje? Si niliwaambia muandike budget mpatie youth pastor. Tukamwambia hata tuliandika kitabu tukapatia youth pastor. Akasema hajanipatia. Tukasema akatuambia hata fanyeni hivi. Hiyo budget andikeni tena. Msipatie youth pastor. Kesho asubuhi tupatane kwangu hapo nje. Tukaenda kwa huyo msee hapo nje. Tukaenda kwa msee hapo nje, unamtegea na sasa nilikuwa nimevaa sweta nyingine big jo na trao nyingine jo, slippers zilikuwa zimeisha jo, huko chini jo zinasema nisaidie.
Mimi najaribu kufikiria hizo sweta big hata haikuwa yako.
Haikuwa yangu, ilikuwa ya msee. Si ile ya kuzuia baridi asubuhi.
What?
So msee alituchukua hiyo asubuhi. Msee alituchukua hiyo asubuhi. Ile si tulikuwa nafikiria anatuchukua atupeleke hapa ka ATM, atoe do, atupatie. Msee alitupeleka kwa ofisi yake. Akatuambia na ofisi yake, acha nikuibie tu siri. Ofisi yake si place unaingia hivi hivi. Ni place lazima msee ache ID ndio ingie. So aliacha ID yake ya job ndio si tuingie. Na tulikuwa vijana wawili sasa hiyo Live Spring. Tukaingia tukakula breakfast, akatuambia ningojeni hapa, acha niende meeting fulani hapa na kama. Tulienda tukakula breakfast vizuri. After breakfast akatuchukua akatupeleka kwa ofisi yake, akatuambia budget zenu ziko wapi? Kila mtu akatoa pepa yake kwa mfuko tukampatia. Alafu akatupatia do, akatuambia endeni mbuy uniform, alafu jioni tupatane kwangu. Nikatoka hapo nikaenda hapo Unye. Nikaenda nikabuy uniform. Jioni nikaenda nikamtegea kwake. Kumtegea kwake akatupeleka kwa closet, akatuambia mnataka viatu za shule, chagueni pair moja moja hapo. Tukachagua viatu.
This is a true story.
It's a true story. It's a true story. It's a true story. Na hiyo sasa hiyo siku tumeenda tumechukua viatu. The following day he ordered his driver. Juu tulikuwa lazima tuende na desk na kiti. He ordered his driver and tulienda na desk na kiti. Na dere wake alitupeleka shule.
Amazing. This is unbelievable. I mean, people watu kama hao bado uaga yani.
No jamaa. Now this is the thing. Now how my life transformed from now believing in God. You know, before ilikuwa tutafute mse atulipie school fees, the way I told you. Now where my life changed after ametulipia first term. Yeah, alitulipia first term, then he got promoted, and then he left the country.
Wow.
And then akasahau alikuwa na watu analipia school fees. And then there started the journey where God was telling me, unacheki huyo jamaa nimekupatia kakulipia school fees, sio yeye. God akaniambia ni mimi. You need to trust me. You need to trust me. And from there I decided to trust God with everything, with all my life and everything. And my trust was there. Of course, there is a lot of story in between the shule, kudandia train, unachapwa na kiboko, ukienda shule, na manyaunyo, umejazana, unanyoroshwa. Mimi nishaonekana mpaka kwa TV. Hapo Citizen TV wakionyesha news, ile mtu amehang kwa train. I've been there. Danke. Ja. Isso. Ich weiß nicht, wo er ist. Das Auto sehen gehen. Doch.
Morgen sehe ich das doch.
Ja?
Morgen sehe ich das. Um wie viel Uhr wollen wir losfahren?
Wann willst du losfahren?
Dass wir früh Nachmittag da sind.
Right. I am back. Kevo.
Internet ya kuomba, acha nini nayo.
Do you know what happened? Anze, Wi-Fi yangu imedrop. Not actually my internet dropped. I am not on Wi-Fi right now. Sababu ya vitu zingine, stories zingine mingi. Sorry about that. Internet yaku. Hey, but you have clearly maybe I'm starting to think maybe one show is not enough. Nafikiria maybe we actually need 3 shows to find the stories of my life. Hadithi zetu Lefties edition.
Kuna story bob, eh? But
Clearly.
that's how I really joined Livespread. But fast forward of the story, I told when I was Form 4, like third term, doing my final year, I told God, if truly you are the one who paid for my school fees, I'm gonna serve you for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then came the exam, of course. And then after Apple, you were asking yourself, what do I do with my life? And then life skills came.
Yes.
Yeah. And then after life skills, and then from life skills, actually my vision was born in life skills. Yeah, what I live for up to today was born in life skills.
Wow. So let's fast forward. Where are you now? Who do you live with? Let's talk about the people that you live with.
First forward, I live in Germany right now, a place called Bielefeld. I moved in Bielefeld from.
Say that again. I lost you.
I live in Germany. I live
All right.
in Germany. Guten Tag. Yeah.
Nilikuwa nataka useme hiyo wewe mwenyewe.
And
Yes.
I live with my wife, and we have a very, very handsome boy called Ray. Yeah. And I'm currently in Germany. What else do I need to say about my life? That's all.
All right. What are you doing in Germany? Is it
I'm
sports related, ministry related?
What?
Is it ministry related, sports related?
It's job. I'm doing. I'm trying to be pedagogy. Mwalimu wa watoto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I try to follow my passion. So I'll be working with, when I finish my studies, I'm gonna work with youths, children, youths, and young adults up to the age of 27. Huku wamekategoriziwa.
Huku si kama huku kwingine, si kama
Huku
huko.
wamekategoriziwa mpaka 27 we ni youth. Kuanzia hapo
Ukitoka hapo, wewe jipange. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live right now with Kevo, all the way from guess where? Germany, Ujeru, man. And I'm glad that we could do this tonight. Now, we just want to go into, you mentioned your wife, and what I like about, and what Hadithi Zetu is for, or stands for, is that in our stories, we need to keep going back to where is God in this story. And I liked how you've kept going back to, God sightings. You've kept going back to Manzema ali God ako. Ati kama si God, ule msee alisahau story ya fee, ukaenda ukaambia God, sasa itabidi ulipe school fees. Na akacheza kama yeye. So I like that we've always been going back and looking at, what God has been doing in your life. So this is not your story. This is not your beautiful story. It's not your good story. It is your God story. That is what I appreciate. I want us to talk about your love story, okay? So, because it's a relationship channel, we talk about relationships, and we talk about relationships, but we would like to focus on your relationship, your love story, with a human being. So how has that been? And is she? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, is that related to my wife?
Yes.
So this is what I told God. When I told God I'm finishing high school, what do you have for me? Then God leads me to because I wanted to become a professional football player, and I was good. Nilihata tu kidogo.
I know. I have to see
kidogo tu. But when I looked at my vision in terms of how I want to live, it was play professional football, yeah, and then after that, have a good house. After having a good house, go to Europe. First of all, it was go to Europe, have a beautiful wife, build a house, and stuff like that. And then I asked myself, after Apple, there is always end,
Yes.
After having a good house, what is it? Have beautiful babies. And then story measure.
In fact, somebody told me, if you ask yourself that question 5 times, by the time you're asking yourself the 5th or the 6th time, you will have gotten your purpose. So what? So niende chuo, so what? Nipate job, so what? Nipate do, so what?
Exactly. And then umepata do. And then so when you reach at the end and you don't have like a place to go to aim higher, the moment you will achieve your goals, you become useless. So for me, I was like, okay, God, give me something that I can live for. You know what? And God told me something. I've given you a talent, and this is now coming to my love story. I've given you a talent. Use this talent to bring people to me. See, I've paid school fees for you. See, I've shown you that I can provide for you. Why? Go make disciples of us in all nations, unajua. And that's how I decided, okay, I'm gonna use the tools that you've given me, the gift and the talent that you've given me to bring people to you. And that way I will be happy and I will also be living my purpose. Nikaambia God, sawa, umenipatia vision. Na hiyo sasa ilikuwa, I knew I wanted to do that. But now to actualize this vision, I had to put it into writings. And I remember in life skills, Pastor Zeph was the one teaching us about vision. Akatuambia funga macho. Alituambia, do you know a vision? Tukamwambia, tujui vision yetu. Vision ni nini hizo? Mtoto wa Kwanjenga anajua vision gani? Yeah. So he told us, close your eyes, what do you like? And then I saw sports. And then, what sports? Football. And then, there was this vision which was play for life. Play for the big life. That's where my vision came. Then I asked God, aya, mimi ndio huyu, mimi sina kitu, sina chochote, where are you taking me? God opened the doors that I could go to. So I told God, I need some tools to do this. Provide some leadership schools, nini. Wario had done a YWAM school. YWAM is Youth with a Mission. His mentor had done YWAM. So Wario was my mentor. His mentor had done YWAM, and he himself had also done YWAM. So it happened that for me, that was the only door to go for a leadership school. So I applied for YWAM. And then I went to YWAM. And from YWAM, I met my wife.
So you met at YWAM?
We met at YWAM. We did like a Bible school for 6 months.
You did it for how long again?
3.5 years.
How was that?
Well, difficult, eh? Long distance relationship.
Why long distance? Because she's not in the country?
She was not in the country. I was a missionary in Uganda. She was a student in Germany. And now we had a long distance relationship.
Okay. Is German where she's from? Or why is she a student in Germany?
She's half German and half Kenyan.
Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because people don't, huku watu waendagi Germany kusoma. Tunaendaga kwingine. Unless you are a citizen. Okay. Awesome. And how I wished she could make it to this live, but haina noma. So how was your dating period like? And at one you've talked about it was challenging because it was long distance. And I want to assume that you are in Uganda for YWAM. All right. So how else did you find it challenging?
You know that those things, these moments where you experience something and then you want to tell your partner and then you look and they're not there. Yeah. Yes. And then by the time you're thinking, let them write a message. Let me write them a message. By the time you're writing them a message, hiyo story manze jo isha kuwa maji jo. Imeisha utamu. Unajua? Ile utamu ya hiyo message inakuwa imeisha, unajua? But saa zingine you experience two vitu at the moment and then you want to share with them. Haiko. But saa zingine pia una feel ni kama uko tu on your own space, people date to see each other. Sisi we had I had to sacrifice. The only I'm from Kwanjenga. The only place I could get internet was in Life Spring Chapel.
So church pekee kulikuwa na net.
Yeah. So I used to stay in Life Spring Chapel, and mind you, we have like a difference of 2 hours.
Mm.
So kama kwao ni 10, Kenya ni 12. So I used to go out there na nunua chapo 2 na maziwa. Na kuja najifungia hapo kwa room. Hata uochi wanabadilisha na shift wa mchana na usiku, wanaingia nikiwa hapo ndani. Yeah.
Walai, mapenzi. So why are you doing this? Si basi, si kae. Why do you have to go through all this?
Principles and ni upendo, unajua. You will, this is what I say, you will sacrifice for what you love. And love is such a beautiful thing that it's not more what you get, it's more what you give.
Say that again.
Love is not more what you get, it's more what you give. You know, you know, Jesus is a funny guy. Me upenda umse.
Let's talk about it.
Ni mfani juu umse 3 days ago wase walikuwa wanaimba haleluya, hosana hosana. Unajua hapo anaingia amewekewa wase wanamwekea mataulo, wamemshow love 3 days later wanalia crucify him. Crucify him, unajua. And then uchali alikuwa na option. Alikuwa hizi shida pia ni zenye kaeni nazo, unajua, lakini anaangalia ndani, analia napenda majamaa. Acha nitoe hii kasi. Until he went to the cross, unajua. For us. Hiyo ni upendo. And,
wow.
And I think in every relationship it's how much are you willing to sacrifice? Not only emotionally, but in all areas of your life, financially, emotionally, physically. Najua, how much are you willing to sacrifice? But don't sacrifice kimalamala. Yeah.
Kuna bazenga anatembea bila shati. Sababu alipea mresho wake shati yake.
Inategemea ni wapi. Na ni kwa nini unapeana hiyo shati? Usipeane tu shati juu watu wanapeana shati, unajua. There has to be a reason why unapeana hiyo shati.
Investment ya uwelo.
Na huyo person, huyo jamaa unapatia hiyo shati. Anaweza kupatia hiyo shati yake ama anaweza kupatia zote mbili. There has to be like it has to be worth it. It has to be worth it.
So you've talked about some of the challenges that you went through, and vile ulicheki God akikam through. Ama the reason why si vile ulicheki God akikam through, the reason why ulikuwa unafanya some of those things ukasema ni because I think ulikuwa umecheki venye Christ anacheza, ukaona kama basi nafaa kuwa kama Christ, because now mimi ni believer, basi nafaa kujaribu kucheza kama yeye, where I am not doing this because you know nataka ama because I can, but I'm doing this because I feel obligated to show somebody love and be there and invest on my relationship. I think it's a challenge many young people right now don't want to do. We don't want to invest on that thing that God has given us. Na tuna feel even imagine hata mtu akiwa mbali, tuseme siku hizi long distance, unajua ni kama aje, niko Nairobi, mtu ako Machakos, hiyo ni shida. Ama hata long distance sasa niko WhatsApp na wewe hujaingia WhatsApp, hiyo already ni long distance. and people are giving up. Manzi wase wana find it difficult to invest. My boys wanasema story kama mbona ni invest, mbona ni mbaye kitu, ama mbona nimpeleke out, ama mbona ni spend time na yeye na atanitoka siku moja. Mademo wanasema the same. what would you like to say about that?
Shida si venye utatokwa. Ukishaanza kuingia in any relationship, hata biz, ukishaanza kuingia na uoga, unajua atanitoka, atanifanyia hii, atanifanyia hiyo. Hizo ni mimi ndaziita insecurities. Hizo ni insecurities zako. Unafaa kuwa ina confident ile unafaa kuwa ina confident place, na hiyo confident hautaitoa tu mali yote, utaitoa kwa God manze. Uta give your best, lakini with all your best unajiambianga if anything comes to us, I'm still the real person. Unakuwa mimi nilicheza kama mimi. Hiyo ingine mimi naachia God, unajua mimi nilicheza kama mimi.
Yes.
Kama wale wase
No, endelea. So mimi nilicheza kama God. Nilicheza kama God. So hii si story yangu.
Mimi si yangu. Mimi nimecheza kama mimi. Itukia kwa hapa tuanze kujajiwa ama mtu yote ataanza kujaji. Mimi nilicheza kama mimi. Unajua? I gave it all I could. Nime sacrifice, nimejinyima nikakupatia. Nimesema nikupeana. Peana. Ile akijitoa ama wewe ukijitoa ana miss hiyo gap. Na I think wale wasi wote walinishow love mimi. Wale wasi wote walinishow upendo ni wale wasi hadi wa leo. Unajua waliacha mark. Unajua distance inaweza kuwa ilituchenga, like relationship pia different places in a group.
Yeah.
But cheza kama wewe.
Yeah. All right. But can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah. I mean, hearing you speak, of course, it gives me a lot of ideas and questions I have in mind, and wanting us to talk about that, even for for some in length. But of course, we have other things I want us to talk about here, and I am starting to think maybe we should organize another show and talk about some of these things just in depth there. But I'm curious. You've talked about how you struggled through your long distance relationship, and we've also addressed the issue of why sometimes it becomes difficult is because we suffer insecurities. Na mambo kama hayo ushaanza kuona end na hata end hata haijafika. I just want to know, did you have like light moments, times muli enjoy, and how was that like fun times, and how are you able to have a fun relationship na mjamari and na bado ku please God? Because I think it's a challenge today. It's either I don't have fun and please God, or I have fun nani basi God to achane. How did you balance that?
You can also have fun and please God. My point is there ought to be some principles that are set. Najua, there ought to be some clear principles that are set in a relationship. For example, let me just say it here. For us, it was sex, no sex before marriage. Ilikuwa hard. Ilikuwa ngumu because we used to see each other so we had set aside like a month in every year where we could just be us.
together.
Like, yeah, that was like September. September was our month. And September was like, so I take off from Uganda work, she takes off from school, and then she comes to Nairobi or Uganda, then to Jibambe. But most of the time what we did was we used to be hosted by people. People who keeps us accountable, you know. We looked for accountability friends. So those are people who kept us going. So there has to be some principles zenye mmejiwekea nyinyi wenyewe.
Shikilia tu hapo. Shikilia. So we are not talking principles. So bila principles inaweza kuwa hard because then there is nothing that guides you. And then number 2, accountability. So you had people who were close to you and people who you are accountable to.
People watu walikuwa wanauliza maswali.
And if you don't have, because bila wase tunaweza jipanga na hakuna mtu ataijua. Amazing. You are not the first person to speak about accountability and how we need to have people around us, and how I wish the young people listening or the single people listening to this, and especially if you don't have an accountability partner, it is important because they help you stay on track. And
there is the accountability people who are your age mates. So unajua, people who you share the same values and stuff like that. When I'm talking about accountabilities, people you share the same values with. You know, like me, I had a bunch of friends. In that time, tulikuwa tuna date nini, sisi wote tunajibamba. Kuna mahikes, twende Mount Longonot nini, twende Ngong. Ama msichana tu mpango, twende Ole Polos. And you just go Ole Polos for nothing by the way. Nothing. Jibamba na kurudi. But also there are people who we looked up to. There are people we looked up to. There are people who were like mentors, and these are people when we met in home groups. Ulikuwa unaangalia unasema mimi nataka kwa kama hao, unajua. And these people, when you met them as couples, they will teach you things that couples do.
Yeah.
Okay, mtaona venye wana relate na, and then when you meet these people again, like for me, if I meet the men only, they will also watakuchambua as a man. Unajua, watakwambia hey boss, hapa ni hapa unagonga mwamba. One example is there was a time when it was difficult with my wife, you know. We had just started dating, and then we didn't know how this will go, how long. And remember, it's long distance. So ako huko, mimi niko huko. And then one time I was just Life Spring Chapel, and then I talked to one guy in church, and then this guy told me, unajua nini? Kevo, kaka dem kako na mpango gani? Kamwambia manze tuko tu. Tuko tu, mimi sijui hata tunaelekea wapi. And then this guy told me, mko tu. Akaniambia, mpango yako ni gani wewe? Nikamwambia mimi by 2015 natakuwa nimemali. And then this guy akaniambia, unajua nini? Akaniambia tu ufala. Leo kibonga na huyo dem, mwambia kupatia 2 years plan. And nikarudi nikachangamka, nikamwambia dem, nipatie ya 2 years plan, unajua? Wewe yako iko aje? Mimi ndio muangalie kama vision zenu zina align.
Kabisa.
Angalia kama vision zenu zinaenda pamoja. Juu yeye anaweza kuwa anapiga, mimi ndapiga after 2 years nimemaliza bachelor's, after 2 years naenda masters, after wewe unangojanga tu. Unajua?
So, I know. Na saa hizo mko kwenye ile space ya hakuna sex.
Buda, na unajua mimi niko na mahopes hapa jo, nimechangamka. Niambia buda, hiyo ni ufala. Niambia set. Wewe ni mwanaume, lazima uset goals bana. 2 years, mnataka kwenda wapi? Mnataka kuwa umefanya nini? And mind you what? I took this advice. Nikaongea na dem. In 2 years, we were engaged.
Wow.
Yeah. So there has to be
One-
people you look up to. There has to be accountability, people who are accountable to you, people you have fun, but there also has to be like couples you look up to.
So one, principles, clear principles. Number two, accountability partners.
Yeah.
Number three, people you look up to.
I'll call them mentors.
Mentors. Hamtembei kama mbogi tu. Number four, a plan.
A plan, boss.
Man,
Hizi
asante sana.
vitu happening. Things don't just do happen. People make things happen.
One of the questions the youth ask today is how do I show love to my friend? Because I think one of the okay, ile lugha famous sana wase wanatambua inakuwaga sex. All right. So if somebody tells you show me some love, I think wase wanasikiaga those na mimi ama kitu kama hiyo. So how did you guys, now that you had chosen to abstain from sex until you get married, how did you now show love to one another? But also, how did you receive love from her? Okay, so let's talk about you. How did you show love and how did you receive love? The other side of the coin of that question is some of us, because of the background we are coming from, it can become difficult to show love if I've never been shown love. So I don't know how to do this. And it can also be difficult to receive love because maybe I have never received love before. So hizi ni vitu mpya kwangu na inaweza mess my partner. How was that for you? And how did your background affect your relationship now? Umepata dem si wajenga na shuku. So dem ametoka mta ingine labda and a background doesn't be different. So at this time, how are you receiving and how are you showing love?
As I told you, it's about sacrifice. And sacrifice is asking the other person, what are the needs of the other person? What are the needs of the other person? What are the needs of the other person? What do they really need? Do they need some people? Have you read the 5? It's called 5
languages of
yeah.
Yes.
And these 5 love languages, they're true by themselves. So someone has to know what does the other person need. There are people who just want a present. Hata nikadoli ka 1 bob. Atabambika. Kuna wase wanasema mimi nataka tu mse ananisikiza.
Yeah.
Nataka tu kusikizwa, sitaki mambo mingi, nataka tu kusikizwa peke yake. Kuna and for me it is being served. You know why?
Act of service.
Act of service. You know why I like act of service? Mimi nikaboy kamta. Mtaa mimi ni hustle. Yaani unajihasulia kila kitu, unajua? Niingia hapo nilikuwa mkali pool. So nilikuwa naingia hapo pool jona kula kaka 50 bob, nimejihasulia. So if I really get someone who serves me, wewe ananiambia buda nimekutengeneza kachai hapa.
I know.
Manze na feel ni kama nimefika heaven.
Unajua umependwa.
Baya. So you get to learn the other person's language. What do they really love most? So this is where actually your sacrifice is being asked. Getting out of your way to make the other person comfortable. And get to learn what do they
love languages.
Yeah. Learn that. It's gonna help a lot.
Amazing. Amazing. I think this is one of Go ahead.
You're the one talking.
All right. I'm just saying, I'm just excited about tonight's show. The amount of lessons we are getting from, and I will be highlighting all of them. Just in case you're joining us right now and you've missed quite a number of things. Kwanza kumbuka, this is Hadithi Zetu, and I'm joined by my friend Kevo Lefty, all the way from Ujeru, aka Germany. Unacheki venye social media inasaidia, unacheki internet and what is it called, technology imekam kuokolea, imekam napenda hiyo word Ujeru. But we've been talking about quite a number of things. I'll be highlighting them in a bit. And what excites me is that this is not like your kawaida show. We are having fun here, but also we're talking about some stuff you need to know. Okay? Some stuff you need to know.
It
now,
will be fair if you,
we started by
comment,
talking about, yeah, so I'm looking for the comments. I can't, somehow I'm realizing that sometimes when I'm on this app, it becomes difficult to see some comments. I have a feeling kuna wase wana comment on huko hivyo on Facebook. Sijui kwa nini ina select zingine, but I know Susan J is Susan J, if you're here, karibu sana. Somebody else who is here is let me see.
Umechelewa. Anasema umechelewa.
Kuna studio walikuwa wanamwambia amechelewa. Wambogo, Wambogo Bridget, thank you for tuning in. Yes, karibu sana Wambogo. I want to go on my account and see kama kuna watu wamekuwa comment huko na sijakuwa rada, and then I will read them. But just in case you're joining us, please go ahead and comment. Let us know what you think about tonight's show. Saa zingine namalizaga napata ma comments mingi na hata nilizihata labda. But comment if you want your comment to pop on the screen. You go to Hadithi Zetu page, kwanza like, alafu comment, and then utazicheki zikikam. All right. One of the questions that I'm asking tonight is, and we are about to end, by the way, guys. So kama uko na swali uliza sai before tuishie. One of the questions I'm asking tonight is, that is not self-seeking. What does this mean to you? Okay. And I'm hoping before I release Kevo, he will get an opportunity to talk about that. Love is not self-seeking. So what does that mean? Because when I hear his story, I'm hearing a lot of that. So what does it mean to him? Love is not self-seeking. What is it then? All right. So we'll be looking at that in a bit. Allow me to go to my page na nione kama naweza pata wadau huko wamejimwamwa, and see how tunaweza let me refresh and see whether kuna kitu naweza get huko hivyo. Okay. Oh, yeah, I told you. Kuna wasee huku mazao wamekuwa kipoleni sana majamaa. Yeah. So when you comment on my page on the watch party, I'm not able to read, to see. But Brian Africa, say Brian Africa manze tangu yani amekuwa akiwatch na he's been very supportive, and hakosagi, anasema hii story ni powerful sana, right? And then anauliza rada Germany iko aje? Alafu amesema hapo kwa love story, sasa hapo ndio. And then Anasema ati huyo jamaa ameangukia. Mwambie si kuangukia, ni bidii.
Si bidii, ni kuangukia.
Ni God.
Ni kuangukia.
Ni Mungu. Ni
Lakini
kuangukia.
pia
All right. Yeah, Brayo pole manze. Endelea kucomment. Pole. Sasa nitazicheki. Ni kuangukia.
Ni kuangukia.
Sawa. So Lefty, kabla ni kurelease, tumekuwa tukidu love languages, not love languages, tumekuwa tukidu what the definition of love according to 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4. Hapo hivyo kuna story inasema stories za love. Love is not love is patient, love is kind. So left kwa hiyo place, yeah. Love is not self-seeking. What do you understand? Ama how does this inamaanisha nini kwako, and imekuaje?
For me, when love is not self-seeking, it's
in short, this is not insisting on your own way. And that's that you felt like you needed.
This is what I'm gonna say is, love is not, you don't always have to get your way. Yeah. Unajua nini, Dante, wacha nikwambie kitu moja na relationship wasiwanza na moto yani. I'm married now for 5 years. Are you there? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm married for 5 years. And
yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Wasiwanza na moto zile za.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
But wasiwanza na moto, and most of the time kwa communication inakuanga ni I want this, I want to go here, unajua, I want that, unajua, it's the same, the opposite person also. I want this and I want that and I want that, and I want to do this. Why are you doing this without telling me this? Unajua? And the I narrative, let me call it that way, is now that self-seeking. Najua hiyo yenye mimi nataka, unataka tu inafaa. In 2014, when things came to us, I realized that things were very difficult for me, and I told my wife, you know what, my fiance then, I told her, if you're not getting married in 2015, I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna let you go. So that you can find someone else who will love you the same way I love you, and you will be happy. And for me, it had just reached a point where it's not like it's not about the how do I call this? It's not about the emotional part of it, but it's also the love of just saying, you know what, I'm mature enough to let this person go if it doesn't work this how we had planned, you know, because it has reached at a point where it was a lot of emotional stress, and if at all we both want it to work, then we need to find a clear goal where we're headed to. So set, unajua, hii Bible pia before even we reach chapter 13 verse 4, verse 1 inasema, if I speak in tongues, if I speak in tongues of men or angels, but do not have love, I'm only resounding gong or clanging cymbal. Yani kama sionyeshi hiyo love, na hiyo venye tumesema love ni kupeana, najua it's not self seeking. Ni kujaribu kuunderstand huyu mse mwingine juu tunatoka kwa different backgrounds, na different backgrounds means that we've learned things different way. So the best thing is to get to understand your partner, get to understand the other person, get really to understand. And by the way, anything that is said which you feel is wrong is not there to harm you.
Yeah.
It is a misunderstanding that you need to get to seek to understand. So try to understand this person. Look at don't look at the person and start hating them. Look at the mistake. Talk about the thing. Don't talk about the person. And in that moment, you start saying, when you did like this, make me understand. What did you mean by it? Yeah. That way you can also understand if it was intentional or it was a mistake, you know? And seek to understand. Self-seeking, manze. When you want to be past that, seek to understand. But you can only seek to understand when you've known how God was loving and faithful to you, and he's always seeks to understand you. Hizo zingine ni story. Utajaribu manze, with your own energy. Utajaribu, utafika mwisho, utagonga mwamba. But every now and then, try to put yourself, manze, God mimi amenipenda aje. Najua. And with that, try to understand the other person.
Wow. I want to highlight that. Just one more thing, and then I will be done with sorry about
It's okay.
So nikingoja nimalize kitu hapa, Brian anauliza muulize kama anajua walami anipige through pass safi. Brian amekuwa akitafuta mlami. Sasa sasa niuliza ati nikuulize kama unajua mlami ni through pass. So tuachane na yeye ama uko sawa?
Anataka mlami.
Oder passt es nicht?
Jetzt.
Okay. Das Essen ist fertig.
Ndamsaidiaje? Walami wapigange through pass. Huwezi piga mtu binadamu through pass. Brayo
unasikiza, tuongeze volume mama, iko sawa.
God atakupatia dem. Mwambie acha haraka.
Awesome. I think ushajibu. Kwa magoti, aende kwa magoti, si ndio? Yo Brian kwa magoti. All right. I want us to end here. I am unfortunately manze lazima tukafunge, time imesonga.
No,
Sasa
okay,
we do this again. We need to do this again.
I'm always in. Yeah?
Awesome.
Just I'm honored by that to be on the show.
Awesome. Nice. I just want to, I don't know, but say hi to your wife and tell her we truly appreciate for letting you be here. I know this is supposed to be family time. I know manze. Kwanza na Valentine.
Nalala kwa kiti.
So just tell her we truly appreciate and hoping that next time she'll be here. If her personality is like my wife's, I know she would appreciate if the show was shorter. But we truly appreciate. I also pray blessings over your family and your boy. Congratulations, Kwanzaa. And, yeah. Ray.
Yeah, anaitwa Ray Ahadi.
Ray Ahadi.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So Kwanzaa, I know Ray will watch this video one day. So big shout out to Ray Ahadi. Big shout outs to Ray Ahadi. Bro, boy, champ. When you grow up, love like Jesus. All right. Yeah, we have come to the end of our show. Unless kuna swali, I would like kukafungia hapo, but kabla nifunge, wacha tufanye recap. Tutaanzia mwanzo. I have not been able to highlight everything that you've said, but these are some of the things that you mentioned. Kwanza ulisema venye uliingia kwa relationship kuna vitu uliamua kudu, and they were 4. And this now goes to as single people as advice, and even to the married people, that if you don't have set principles, history to flop. So have clear principles, set principles. Ita flop. Number 2, ukasema it is good to have accountability partners. Okay, people who are with you and people who keep you on check. Ukasema yo, as much as inakani kama iko sawa, it is important to have another set of people who now act as your mentors. Okay, and then you went ahead and said that it is also important. Ukishafanya hizi vitu zote, inaweza kuwa pia rahisi sana mnakimbizana kama makarao. Karao na mwizi na hoka mnakimbizana tu, and then siku moja mnajiuliza, by the way tulikuwa tuone lini, ama what are we doing here? If you don't have a plan, it will never happen. So have a plan. And this goes out to Majama. I think hii number 40 inafaa kuwa number 1. Before ukatie msee, kuwa plan. Ukiendea mdem, mwambie
hii plan ni yenyu. But kuna ile yako sasa. Yako ni number 1. Yako iko out of this. Yako ni ile juu. Unataka kuenda wapi?
I get.
Unakatia. Unataka kuenda wapi na?
So unakuja na plan, lakini unamuuliza pia plan yake, alafu unachukua plan yake na yako, mnatengeneza plan moja wagwa.
Yeah, alafu mnajiuliza tunaenda wapi na hii?
Right. Awesome. Yeah, so that was that, and then we talked about the issue of how do you receive and show love. Akaleta story moja wagwan, and we talked about love languages. This is a series I would love to do with different couples. I would just like to know, how different couples do this. And trust you me, when I start this series, your love languages, I think it should be the next one, tumaliza hii February. I will invite you back. I just want to know, and I know you've mentioned, but I just want to know how does that look like? You've talked about your love language, which is act of service. We would like to know her love language. Alafu tusikia couples wengine pia. But you talked about learning each other's love language so that you're able to show love, but you're also able to receive love. And then to
quality time.
Yake ni quality time.
Somebody told me, zima hiyo TV tuongee.
Somebody told me what quality time wanapenda pets. I don't know kama akona pet.
Zima hiyo TV tuongee. Tumeongea mchana mzima. Tunaongea nini tena?
Kwanza watu kama sisi wenye si ubonga mob, hatunaga kitu ya kuongea home baadaye. Mchana umebonga, ukienda home unataka tu kunyamaza.
Kitu ya kusema.
Kuna kitu ya kusema. But you also finished by
saying shida si ati mnaongea. Shida ni anaongea usikize.
Oh.
Na basi upiga parapara.
Tunaga patience. Tunataka kusema. Kwa sisi ndio tunasema.
Yeah, that's...
All right. But then you also finished by saying, in case of, and especially to the issue of love is not self-seeking, you say self-seeking is where you're just thinking about you. It has to be about you. Has to be your plan. Mimi nataka tuone kesho. Mimi nataka sijui nini. Mimi nataka sijui nini. So you asked us to, and I even didn't write that. I didn't highlight that, but you challenged us to always have the other person in mind and consider their opinion too. But also, in case of a disagreement, you say that let us not fight the person, because again, that could also be a way of you having, or you struggling with, or you trying to be self-seeking, and you say
They are not your
that
enemy.
I know that
They are
I
not
should
your
now seek to understand. Because they are not your enemy. I think it is something that we need to keep reminding ourselves. It's something that myself personally, I need to keep reminding myself that they're not my enemy. They're not my enemy. They're not my enemy. They're not my enemy.
No.
Wow. Asante sana. Nataka tukafunge. I don't know whether you have a parting shot, and then tukafungia hapo.
Parting shot is let's it's COVID, eh? and there are platforms like this which God has given unto us, you know, and let's be grateful. Let's be grateful that when you have like a DDZ where it's really honoring, and just keep safe, manze. Let me this will be my parting shot. You have an opportunity to stay home. Kaa nyumbani. That's how you will love one another. That's showing love to the people that you love with COVID. COVID is real.
Nilikuwa nashangaa hizo inaenda wapi?
I had it.
Oh.
And yeah, I had COVID. Wacheni kujidanganya hakuna COVID. COVID iko. And if you can stay home, and if you can really keep distance, that's the only love you can show your people. Do it now for your people.
Wow.
Yeah, do it now for your people. That's my parting shot.
Nisema nini ingine? Somebody said, actually, Jesus, the Bible talks about in John 15:13, ni love gani bigi kama msee laying down their life for their friends. I think me choosing to stay at home so that my friends can be safe is a true gesture of true love. And that is what makes love beautiful. Thank you very much. This has been Hadithi Zetu. Manze leo hata sitabonga, sitakuwa na outro. Intro ilitosha, hakuna outro leo. Tunakafunga hivi, and it's been amazing hanging out with you. Kevo, thank you very much, Manze, for holding it down for your brother. I pray blessings over your life, and I pray that your relationships will thrive with your family and also with the people that you work with, and everybody around you. May your relationships thrive. Hizi vitu nasema hapa, I pray that they work for you, and I pray that Manze God akurushe mbele. And stay safe. It's good to hear that you got COVID, and you are now strong. I didn't know that, and I celebrate God for that miracle. Baraka and everybody who is watching, we love you so much. That is why we do this to you. Nakuaga nimechoka, but I don't mind. I can do this over and over and over and over again. It's all because we love you. And we want you to be like Christ more and every day. Peace, Baraka. I want to end this video at this point, and we love you so much.